So yeah, lots of things can be automated, especially the time-consuming tasks. And what I don't like to automate and that I want, it's all the creativity task. So when I say creativity task, is the task that we need our brain to do it. And those tasks should stay non-automate. And the time-consuming one are the boring one, the one that we are doing in autopilot. So it means that when you do them, you are basically doing the same, like your brain is doing the same thing that when you are, let's say, eating or drinking water, you know what I mean? So it's like autopilot doing it and not even about like thinking about something. So those tasks should be automate because first of all, they are boring and we don't want to do them.
Mm-hmm.
And second reason, they are not good for our brain and our health. They can create a burnout. They can also impact your emotion. And
Before we dive into today's episode, please hit that subscribe button. Your support helps us grow and inspire more people on their journeys. Thank you.
Hello, Yonathan. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome to the show.
hello, Thomas. Thank you very much to invite me. I'm very glad to be here.
So, Yonathan, for those who don't know you, can you please introduce yourself?
So, as you said, my name is Yonathan. I'm, let's say, creating tools that help people to automate tasks. So maybe you know me on LinkedIn as Tools Monsters because I share a lot of visual with monsters, and basically every monster is a tool. I'm French, as you can hear, and yeah. So now it's been half a year that I'm building my own company, and I'm very happy to talk about it today with you.
Mm-hmm. And I think people who are watching the video, they can notice the beautiful background. So, as of recording, can you tell us where you are right now?
So right now I'm in Tulum, in a beautiful park called Holistica. And yeah, I'm traveling a lot because I'm a digital nomad. So right now I'm in Mexico, but last month I was in Thailand, and like keep traveling is something that I really, really like.
What's the next destination? Do you know?
I still don't know actually. I still don't know. Every time it's like I didn't prepare anything. I just like one day wake up and say, okay, let's go here and book a Airbnb, check the flight, and then go. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there is some places that I really like, and some other that I just travel and see that yeah, it's not my vibe, so I won't go anymore. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And for example, how long do you stay in such a place?
I try at least to stay 1 month because you need to get like into a routine, and once you get this routine, you can leave. But before 1 month, it's like kind of it's hard like to come to a new place and discover, let's say, a good coffee shop, gym. Like you need to get this routine, and in less
Yeah.
than a month it's not possible. So last
Mm-hmm.
last month I was traveling like everywhere for Christmas and New Year's in few different places. So I think I did 4 countries in 1 month.
Oh, wow.
And at the end you are tired, even like the productivity is going down, so it's not good. If you really want to enjoy the digital nomad life, you at least need to be 1 month in one place.
Mm-hmm. And have you always been this type of person or someone who's been dreaming of living or trying to live like this?
uh, I've been traveling since I'm young. Then I was like settled down in few countries, in France, but also in Israel. And then I was like, yeah, I want to move again. Like I like to move, I like to discover. And when you travel, this is a very good way to grow because you are all time discovering, like every day it's different. Every day you meet new people. So yeah, I love to travel and discover new culture.
Mm-hmm. And was it also because, I don't know, maybe you didn't like the place that you are from, like France? I'm not saying that it's wrong, but was it maybe also the reason why to get out, or you are simply curious?
Yeah, I definitely think that every country they have positive and negative aspects. I don't think that the negative aspect of your country should be the reason why you live. I say the reason, but it can be one of them, but it cannot be the only one reason, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that when you live in a country, they maybe try to keep you, let's say, in a box, or like try to keep you here, and they don't want you to leave, right? They want you to stay in that country. But I think the beautiful gift that you can give to yourself is to travel and open your brain and open your mind, and be
Yeah.
open-minded.
hmm And in France, are you actually from Paris?
Yeah, originally I'm born and raised in Paris, which is a good city, and even France, like, it's a very good country. But yeah, as I said, you can learn so much when you travel, and doesn't mean that once you leave you cannot come back, right? Like, France
Yeah,
is
of
not going
course.
anywhere. So let's say I travel, I learn few things over there, and then come back to France, and in France I can, like, apply what I learned in other country.
Yeah, of course. And do you know the number of countries that you've visited?
I think in my whole life I have more than 30 countries.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a tough one, but which one was maybe the one that you enjoyed the most or that you liked living in the most?
So it's not so hard because, like, I know for me it's Thailand for a few reasons. Like, I feel good. This is the country where I'm the most productive. So in 1 month over there, I can do like maybe 6 months of work if I was somewhere else. The price, it's also something that you should consider, because for like the way of living with what you for your expense is very good. And yeah, like, it's a sunny place, people are so nice, it's a very easy country. So yeah, when you say easy life, I think Thailand is the best country for that, because
hmm
everything is easy. You want to go here, it's easy. You want to eat that, it's easy. Everything is easy.
And would that be Bangkok specifically or not?
Not necessarily Bangkok, because Bangkok, it's pretty intense, I have to say. Like, a lot of people, a lot of cars, like, it's too much. But
Yeah.
there is, like, Chiang Mai is very nice. If you go to some places in Phuket, it's very nice. You can also go to Koh Phangan, like little
hmm
island like this. It's so cool and so chill. Yeah.
Yeah. Once we release this, I hope that one of my friends from LinkedIn, who is actually French as well and just moved recently to Thailand as when we are recording this, I hope he will reach out back to me and say if it's true or not. It's just a coincidence that he's French as well.
Who is that?
It's Adrian. He
Adrian.
moved from
Ah,
Singapore. He's also
yeah,
into
yeah,
AI.
yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah, I
let's
know.
see what he says.
Yeah,
And
I know him. And there's also Noam that
Mhm.
moved to, like, he's in Thailand right now. Like, so many
Oh,
people are
really?
in Thailand because it's a very
It's
good
like a
country.
sign
Yeah.
that I should consider as well
Yeah, maybe
going
we
there.
should go over there next month.
Yeah. And the question, just the opposite one. Is there a country that you haven't enjoyed for some reason?
um, yeah, there is some country where I don't feel so good. I would say no. I mean, I don't want to say, because I'm, like, so grateful
Yeah.
to be able to do all that. I don't want
Yeah, I understand.
to say that. But yeah, there for sure. And it doesn't mean that because this country I don't like, if you go over there you won't like. Like, there is no such a thing. It's just like it's a feeling that everyone is getting. So let's say if I go here, I won't like, but if you go there, maybe you will love it and it will be your favorite country. So
Yeah,
yeah.
of course, because everyone is obviously looking for something different, and also it depends on so many factors. So I understand. I was curious to see what you say. And then, when you were younger, what is it that you were interested in? Because one of my next questions is going to be about tool monsters. So, are you someone who's been always interested, like in entrepreneurship, or what is it that you actually enjoyed?
Yeah, I always wanted to. maybe not to be an entrepreneur, but I always been like interested about this. When you are young, it was like I want to go in the United States, do my American dream, and build my startup and be like super successful. But yeah, it's just a
Silicon Valley.
dream. and yeah, I always been someone that love to learn, let's say, execution, not even like not really theory. So I learned by myself, for example, to use Sketch and to create visual or design user interface, user experience, stuff like that. For example, on my LinkedIn, this is the design that you see. They are all by me. They are not crazy, right? But I mean, I learned by myself.
Mhm.
And then after it was video editing. So I start to learn by myself how to use After Effects. So I was able to create like video content for people and selling some stories and stuff like that. And then once AI started, I was like, maybe it's a good opportunity for me to start learning how to code.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is what I did. So I learned by myself how to code, and of course, like I don't have the level of a engineer or like a real coder, and I won't say that because I respect also what they are doing,
Mhm.
and I'm not this as good as that. But with AI, you are able to build a little tool or even like more powerful tool without knowing how to code now. So
Yeah. So I think we are slowly getting there. So actually, when or how did you get the idea to build your monsters? That's actually
uh,
something I've been always thinking about or
yeah,
curious.
so it was just like at the beginning for myself, I was like, yeah, maybe I should create something like that because it can be good for me and it will help me. So then I started to learn like a little bit how everything is working, like Python, like even like now it's like completely crazy, but yeah, I was like doing that for
And
myself, and then I started to show to other, and then I was like, yeah, I like to do that. I like to create. Like, yeah, I like to create. It can be a visual, it can
mhm.
be a video, and it can be also a tool. Just the fact that I create, I love. So let's keep going this way. And then I was like starting slowly to create other tools, and then one day I was in Thailand, and I said to myself, like I literally just woke up a morning and I said, tools monsters. Yeah, that's nice. Then I checked domain name, everything was available.
It
I
was
say,
like a
yeah, it's a
perfect
sign.
sign. And did you create it before AI or with like the already AI era? Because I can imagine before I tried some bit of coding at school, and for me it was so hard. Never wanted to do it again, but understand that now with AI it's easier. I'm not saying that it's easy, it's probably still difficult. So what was it like for you? Did you use AI to help you, or it was even before that?
Yeah, I try to learn by myself how to code, but it was like too complicated. You need like a lot of time and lot of practice, and then only when AI like appeared, let's say, I was like, yeah, let's try.
Hmm.
And then at the beginning it was good to do little stuff. Then in 6 months later, new version available of AI. Now you can like basically create something even more powerful. And then 2 months later, up, like
Yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah.
is going so fast in this way. So like maybe in 1 month, we will be able to create even more crazier stuff.
Who knows, when we release this episode, it might be outdated already.
True.
And as you mentioned, tool monsters, just again, just out of curiosity, but have you maybe been interested in fantasy, or why did you actually think of monsters?
uh, I mean, I really don't know from where. I was like, I create few tools. And I think that also for branding and marketing aspect, it's very good to give like a kind of personalization or of your branding.
Hmm.
So yeah, like slowly, I was like, yeah, I want to create like a little personage that is my brand. And then I was like, yeah, but then after people will be like confused, like why one personage can do all this. So I say, okay, now what I'm going to do is like every tool will be a monster.
So it's not related to Monsters Inc. from Pixar and Mike Wazowski.
No, actually, I think they use my branding to create the.
Yeah, I like it because I think that it helps to stand out. That it's not like a boring corporate just automation tool, but when you see this, it, I don't know, makes it kind of funny and makes you remember it. So I think it's a good idea.
Want to take your podcast to the next level? At Epic Story, we help you launch, improve, and market your podcast with expert guidance. Whether you're just starting out or refining an existing show, we've got you covered. Visit epicstory.digital and bring your epic story to life.
So can you tell us more, like, what can you actually automate, or just introduce it a bit more to people who have no idea what we're talking about?
So yeah, a lot of things can be automated, especially the time-consuming tasks. And what I don't like to automate and that I want, it's all the creativity task. So when I say creativity task, is the task that we need our brain, to do it. And those tasks should stay non-automate. And the time-consuming one are the boring one, the one that we are doing in autopilot. So it means that when you do them, you are basically doing the same, like your brain is doing the same thing that when you are, let's say, eating or drinking water. You know what I mean? So it's like autopilot doing it and not even about like thinking about something. So those tasks should be automate because first of all they are boring and we don't want to do them, and second of all and second reason, it's that they are not good for our brain and our health. So literally they can cause they can create a burnout. They can also like impact your emotion and yes, so that's why those tasks should be automated.
Can you share some examples?
So yeah, the time-consuming tasks are usually emailing, invoicing, accountancy, reporting. Yeah, so those tasks, and like I mean, when I say usually, it's because every company are doing those tasks. But then after, if we focus, for example, on something specific, let's say you and your podcast, there is some tasks that are also time-consuming. Maybe the editing of the video, even if it's like almost on the creativity aspect. But yeah, every business have those time-consuming tasks plus the one very specific to the business itself.
Yeah. And when I speak about automation, usually the tool that comes to my mind is Zapier. So is it something similar? Is it competition or is it different?
No, it's not competition because, for example, sometimes I will use Zapier or Make to create a scenario for my client to automate their workflow, even if it's not what I really enjoy to do. I will do it, but what I really like is to create a tool from scratch. And yeah, like in this case, what happened is that at the end of the day, I want that my client just press one button and everything is automated. When I use Make or Zapier, it's not the case, but it's automating the workflow that they already have working.
Yeah, so are tool monsters then kind of finished product which are just still just improving over time, or is it still like that you're trying to, I don't know, finish it, or that's not, I don't want to say perfect yet because obviously it wouldn't help to kind of sell it, but do you know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's not done because I still need to work on a lot of things. I feel also that my business model, as I said, so there is two options. Because let's say I have some tools that I also create as a SaaS. So those tools will bring me money every month, but I will also do a one-shot work for one of my clients.
Yep.
So it's still like I'm still researching the best way to generate revenue and also to scale, because I am the only guy in the company. Let's say there is only me. And so when you are alone in the business, for example, if I have like 3 clients at the same time, it will be complicated for me to,
To work for all of
yeah.
them. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not perfect for now. I hope like in 2025 I will be able to make it like more structured, but I'm pretty confident and I know that it's gonna happen. So
Mhm. And in longer term, what is your vision? Is like to have a bigger company with employees and plenty of clients?
bigger company, not necessarily. It can be like, I would like to have some people working with me, yeah, but not like a big company, because this is not my goal. But what I would like to, it's, for example, the tools that I create as a SaaS that bring me revenue and passive income, and then I can enjoy in Thailand.
Yeah. Lying on the beach and just like
Yeah.
do you know do the monsters, do they have names?
Yeah, they have name. So on LinkedIn, I created 3 monsters that helped me on my LinkedIn journey. So the first one that I created, it's called Fidra. How it works, you just enter keywords, and then after it's gonna show you all the posts that are matching your keywords on your feed.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first one. The second one, it's called Hooky. It's a hook generator tool. So you just like copy and paste your post, and you can like create hooks based on the style that you want. So it can be like bold, or it can be personal or educational, like stuff like that. And the third one, it's called Listy, and this one is to create engagement lists,
Yeah.
or also like ICPs, or like, so you just create your list, and then when you click on view posts, you're gonna see all the posts of the people inside your lists.
That sounds smart. And
Yeah.
which one of those is Mike Wazowski?
Sorry.
There's this character in Monsters Inc., Mike Wazowski. So is
Like it's the blue one or the green one?
I think green. Yeah, it's green one.
Yeah. So the green one, it's Uki, and it's pretty
Okay.
similar. So I have to be careful with the copywriting.
Yeah. And does it work as a, I don't know, browser extension, or is it a separate tool, or how do you like install it or apply it?
So some of them are Google extensions, some of them are a proper web app. So Uki is a proper like website. For example, also Scrappy. So Scrappy, it's another monster that I created, and it's used by Wix and other companies for the influencers marketing part. And this one also, it's a web app.
Mm-hmm. And you just mentioned it now, and I remember that we spoke before. It was obviously quite a big thing. Some kind of collaboration with Wix or cooperation. Can you tell us more about this?
So it was actually a really nice LinkedIn story. So what happened? My friend Noah mentioned me on Sarah's post that works as a head of influencer marketing at Wix, and basically in her post she was like asking for a genie SaaS that are able to create a tool like this. And then in a weekend, I was already working on it. I had like a first version. I sent her a DM with a video recording of the tool that I created, and then after, yeah, we had like a call, 2 calls, 3 calls, and slowly we were building this tool, let's say, together, and now they are using it, and yeah, it's live. So in few months, I created a tool that can help them on this part, and
Mm.
I hope can help also a lot of other people working in the same industry.
It's pretty cool. And so the Wix, they're like using it regularly in their operations or their workflow.
Yeah.
Oh wow, That's pretty cool. Thank you, Noah.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
a good
Yeah.
answer. And then, just as you actually mentioned it now, so we can discuss LinkedIn. Although, as I don't know if we can say it, but as of recording now, there was some worse news with LinkedIn and Yonathan's experience. Do you want to mention it?
Yeah, sure. Like I think it's a good thing that other people know. So yeah, I woke up this morning and my LinkedIn account was kind of shadow banned, but I didn't receive any email notification or nothing. Just that no one can find me anymore. Even if I like or comment a post, they won't see anything. So yes, I mean I'm not really stressed. Like it's just a digital world, so nothing happened in my life.
Mhm.
So I'm okay. I just hope that it will come back because I really enjoy it, and I worked a lot on building this community.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's important to not like put all the eggs in the same
Basket. Yeah, yeah,
basket.
it's
Yeah,
no, it's a good reminder because I've also been thinking about it that I focus also primarily on LinkedIn, but then when something like this happens, I think it's a good tip or advice to go like 100% on one platform and focus on it. But at the same time, what if something like this happens? So you should have some kind of backup plan or at least be present on somewhere else in case it
exactly.
happens. But I'm pretty sure, and I hope that when audience is watching this, that Jonathan is back doing great on LinkedIn like before. So hopefully no one has noticed.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember with LinkedIn, actually, when did you discover the platform?
Wow, long time ago. Long time ago. I mean, long time ago. Maybe 10 years ago, 7 years
Oh,
ago.
I wasn't expecting that like
Yeah,
that long ago.
but I never really used it, or I was like posting once every 3 months. When you have like a big announcement, and then after slowly, I was like seeing people posting every day, and once again, my friend Noam pushed me to post. So yeah, once he told me like you should post, and you have to be consistent. I was literally posting every day since more than 6 months now.
What did you start posting about? Was it already about automation or not yet back then?
At the beginning, it was more about AI news, like video AI stuff like that, and then I was like, yeah, now I need to post about my stuff. So I changed, but yeah, it's LinkedIn. It's really like a very good platform, very powerful. And once again, like the example with Wix, it's thanks
Hmm.
to LinkedIn actually. And I don't think that in another platform you are able to talk with someone that can take a decision in a big company.
Yeah. And again, coming back to example of Wix, does it mean that, for example, when someone approaches you with some kind of challenge or something that they want to automate, it's possible that you help them to figure it out or come up with a solution?
Yeah. That's also another part that I'm doing. It's kind of like auditing, the business to see what can be automated, because once again, they are in autopilot when they are doing the tasks, and so they are not realizing that those tasks can be automated. And what
Mm-hmm.
it's funny, it's sometimes I do some calls with people and I say that we are like looking together on what can be automated for their business,
Mm-hmm.
and then they are like, yeah, I don't know, I don't find anything that can be automated in my business, which is impossible. And few
Don't
days
forget you are
later,
speaking with LinkedIn automation guy. He will find something.
and few days later, after that they have this in their brain and they understand and everything, like 2-3 days later they come back to me and say, yeah, you're right, this can be automated, this can be automated. So it's take time, because once again you are in autopilot, and this is not good for your brain.
Mhm. And with from your like this automation or business journey, are there maybe some fails or something that didn't go as planned and you would be willing to share, such as looking back, you look at it as good learning experience or something funny to look at?
So for now, I I touch wood, but everything was okay. Like I mean, with my clients, there is no something that didn't work. It doesn't mean that it won't happen because for sure, sometimes not everything is in our hands. But yeah, for now, everything is fine.
Let's hope. Yeah, well done. And then, since a lot of audience or the majority of audience is probably from LinkedIn, what are some pieces of advice, tips or tricks that you would share, like to grow? Because now again, when people are watching, I don't know how many followers you're going to have, but you can mention how many followers you had before it happened.
So I was at 10K, yeah, like 9,800 something. And this morning I woke up and I see 6,000. But yeah, so I was almost at 10K. After, once again, it's the vanity metrics, not really important on LinkedIn because you can have like so many followers and not have any client or leads.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for the ego, I have to say, I won't lie. But that's why also I'm not like crying and we are doing this podcast, even if my LinkedIn account is maybe banned or I don't know what. But yeah, if I have to give some advice about growing on LinkedIn, it's number one, consistency. And it's not only on LinkedIn, it's in everything. But thanks to LinkedIn, I understood that consistency is the key for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so posting interesting topics, engaging with people, not only like to be nice but also like to really share what you think. Don't use AI on comments
I
and
agree. I agree.
and automation and stuff like that. No. And yeah, so yeah, consistency and be real, authentic is the key.
And do you still post every day? Because before you mentioned that you used to post daily. So what's your strategy now?
Yeah, so I post 6 days a week. I don't post on Saturday because I think it's also good to rest a bit. But I may also go down slowly, maybe like 4 times a week now, if my I can come back.
What would be some creators that you follow, whether you like their content for inspiration or some other reasons, to give them shout out?
Yes, so I have my little list of favorite creators. So Noam number one for sure.
We
Uh,
not expecting that one.
and all the crew, yeah, Ruben Acid, Axel Malek, Christine Spagnolo, yeah, so Lior, also. Yeah, I have like a lot of people that I really enjoy, and they are not like people with 100,000 followers. Expect Ruben, yes, but other are less than that, But I really
Mhm,
feel connected to the content, and I really enjoy.
mhm. And outside of LinkedIn, do you consume any other social media platforms and follow any people there, such as, I don't know, for example, YouTube or something else?
I deleted Instagram because it's not good for my brain, for my heart, for nothing. Just like scrolling, you are losing your time. I don't really use YouTube only when it's about researching and looking for answers. And X, like Twitter, sometimes, but like very rarely, to see what's happening in the world. So a few minutes, and then I'm like, okay, the world is in a bad shape, so I stopped. But yeah, some other social media, it's like too much affecting my brain, and
Mhm.
not in a good way. So I just like stop.
What about TikTok? Because I was
TikTok,
going
yeah,
to.
it's cool. I mean, yeah, you have to be careful of doom scrolling. Like
Yeah,
you want to check one video, and at the end you spent like 2 hours on these things. This is not good, so I don't have it. Also, I mean, this is not good for me, right? Everything
yeah,
I
yeah,
say is
yeah.
for me, and that's it. But so I don't use TikTok also.
No, I was about to say that you deleted Instagram, so it will be a big paradox if you kept TikTok.
Yeah.
Then, what do you do in your free time, or what are your hobbies, of course, outside of traveling?
So I really like to go outside. I try as much as I can to do some meditation, gym. I do also Muay Thai.
Oh, wow, that's pretty
So
cool.
yeah, I have like a complete setup here that I try to do during my free
I,
time. But most
I
of the time I
guess,
work. I work
oh,
because
yeah.
I enjoy and I love. So yeah.
I guess that's also one of the reasons why you enjoyed Thailand, isn't it? With Muay Thai, it must have been, easy
Yeah.
to access and high level everywhere.
Yeah, and there is so many good gyms over there, and the price once again, it's so different from Europe or the US or yeah, so it's
Hmm.
very accessible and it's good because like you just it helps you to feel more confident and also you are like putting all the stress that you have in your body like out, let's say, and then you are focused on work.
I agree. To me, it also helps to switch off, and sometimes feels like that run out of creative ideas. Then you get a training, and then you come back, and it feels like a refreshed mind.
Exactly.
Do you then watch MMA or only Muay Thai?
I watch both MMA, especially when there is like crazy fights. Uh,
UFC.
yeah, UFC. But yeah, Muay Thai also I really enjoy to watch because it's also growing slowly. It's becoming more mainstream, and yeah, it's impressive, like, and even when you practice and you understand how hard it is, and when then you see how they are fighting in the ring, it's very very impressive.
Yeah. Got any favorite fighters in UFC or MMA?
Uh, not really. Like I like different style. I prefer striking than wrestling. So yeah, I'm all time with the guy that punch and use kick instead of like trying to go on the ground. But yeah,
Yeah. I understand. I'm the opposite person. I like more ground game, but it's good to discuss this stuff with someone. And then, what about the personal development? Do you read any books? And if so, have you got any recommendations?
I just finished a book now by Dr. Joe Dispenza. So it's in French, so I don't know how to translate it in English, but basically it's about meditation and how you can, like, let's say, impact your brain and you
Hmm.
can like manifest, like maybe to be like a little bit tricky with your brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, if you translate the title from French, do you know what would it be?
Uh, it's kind of complicated actually, but
Or
I can tell
tell
you.
us in French in case someone French is listening that they
Uh,
can search it. Because I think I read something from him, but it's been such a long time ago that I wouldn't be able to remember.
so in English, it's becoming supernatural.
Oh, I see. I should probably give it a read as well.
Yeah, it's a very good book, and what is good, it's that he all time add a logical aspect on that, or like experience and scientific aspect to make you understand, and not like, yeah, this is magic. This
Hmm.
is not magic. This is a proof that is not magic, and that's why you should do it. And yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. And some other ones that were impactful, or I don't know, for some
I mean,
reason
this one
worth
was
mentioning.
like really definitely very impactful. I actually look for another book now to read, so I don't know if you have any recommendation. But if I have to pick now, it will be more something about automation, and maybe if there is a book how to get LinkedIn account back. I will-
I think that someone should write one soon because I'm honestly afraid that it happens to me one day as well. You know that I wake up and I won't be able to log in.
yeah, I
Which
don't.
disclaimer, I don't do anything that would lead to it, of course, but from people that I've spoken with, no one's done anything suspicious, so I have no idea why that would be.
Yeah, I really don't know. I have the ticket open. Let's say I hope they will answer me soon, and if I get the answer, I let you know, and then we will be able to put that on the comment.
Yeah. And with this experience, does it mean that you might be or you're considering branching out to other platforms?
Uh, maybe Twitter is good. It's good and it's cool regarding what I'm doing. I think Twitter is the best platform for me after LinkedIn. But yeah, definitely maybe creating a newsletter also. Yeah, I mean, find a way to take out my connection outside of LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's also one of the things that I wish I started early as well, to start email newsletter, because it's just a great way how to connect with your audience and, have contact with them, email addresses.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a good lesson for the future. And
Exactly.
coming back to the Tool Monsters, what are like the type of clients that you generally work with? If it's like a businesses or, I don't know, people who want to automate, or anyone.
So it's pretty large. I work sometimes with some solopreneurs. I work sometimes with big company. So there's no like a specific target, because once again everyone needs automation. So, but it's also like something that I need to work on. And it's coming back to the question that you were asking me if it's perfect. It's not, because look, I'm not even like able to tell you what is my ICP, because
Yeah.
it's too large and stuff like that. So this is also something that I need to work on. But yeah, most of the time, solopreneur, small company, it can be also big company like Wix. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is it something that you would, I guess, you would enjoy or would be happy for, if there are more like a bigger established companies to work with, such as Wix?
Yeah, it's all time cool to be able to work with big companies, like especially for the ego, once again, prestige. But it's cool, if it's here, it's cool. If it's not here, it's fine too.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the things that maybe people often struggle with or are curious about, how do you, or how did you find your clients? Was it through LinkedIn?
Yeah, through LinkedIn. And for now, yeah, it's like maybe 100% of my clients are coming from LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's maybe the only reason why I should be worried now without my LinkedIn account. But I will find a solution, and it's a way also for me to grow now. So let's say I have no more LinkedIn
Mm-hmm.
for how long, I don't know. So now I have to find a way to find clients outside of LinkedIn, and it can be only positive for me. Because let's say now LinkedIn comes back to me and I have my account, I have like two ways to make clients, which is better than only one. So I have to
Mm-hmm.
work on that now.
Yeah, it's true. I like the mindset that you approach this issue with. Not, I mean, probably upset, but not trying to be negative about it, but trying to see positive stuff and to learn from it.
Thank you.
And
Thank
before
you.
we also talked about AI, so is it something that you're also interested in?
Yeah. I like AI because it's helped me every day. And also automation and AI are, let's say, teamwork.
Batman and
Uh,
Robin.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And I need to follow, because it's helped me, for me and for my clients.
The question that I'm often curious about, how do you manage to stay on top of the news, or what are like your sources of news when it comes to what is happening in the AI?
So on LinkedIn, I was able to have Ruben and Axel Malek sharing only AI news, so which is cool. And also I'm using Perplexity to be aware of every news regarding AI. But it's hard to follow because like every day, every week you have like a crazy week, you know, like upgrade news that. So it's difficult to follow, but you have to stay aware of everything because it can change. It can change your business, you know, like so yeah.
I feel the same. You open LinkedIn and day by day there is like a breaking news or game changer and this and that. I was like, oh my god, it's every day how someone manages to keep on top of everything. And you mentioned Perplexity. What are some other tools that you like, use regularly, or are your favorites?
So I am a Chat GPT guy.
Yeah, me
So
too.
yeah. I don't know why, because maybe it was like the first one that comes to my like in my hands, let's say. So now I'm like used to it, but I know that there is other LLM that are pretty powerful and also cheaper. So I should take a look. And so Perplexity, about visual, if I have to create some visual sometimes with my monsters and stuff like that, I'm gonna use Leonardo. And yeah, so like I use all of them, but most of the time it's yeah. I mean, using Face also, Hugging Face I use.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't have much experience with that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's more techy, so even like for me sometimes it's complicated, but it's pretty cool. And yeah, so try to at least have one experience in everything to know, you know.
And have you got any tools that you use specifically for LinkedIn, such as to write your posts, or tools to search someone's feed or something like that?
Sometimes I use EasyGen for my posts. If on my feed I have also, you know, Cleo, but the only Cleo, EasyGen, and also my tools that I told you before.
Yeah. What do you use for design?
For what? Sorry.
For design, like for
For design,
your.
I use Sketch, which is not for like usually Sketch. So it's the competitor of Figma, and
Mhm.
usually Sketch is to create UX and UI, but I use it to create like all my design.
So no Canva?
No Canva for me.
I'm not going slide actually, no Sketch. I will check it out. Then, as we will be finishing soon, is there anything that I should have asked you and did not, or something that you would like to share?
No, I think we did. You did pretty well. Like a very good question, and I really enjoyed this podcast. And once again, it was my first one in English, at least. So yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Like that we did that together.
I'll practice with my Duolingo French next time we can try. Then, just a few quick questions before we finish. Can you share some piece of wisdom, like such as a quote or advice, I don't know, related to LinkedIn or life or something like that?
Yeah. Regarding LinkedIn, I think that I said like how to grow consistency, and yeah, consistency is not working on only working for LinkedIn or on LinkedIn. It's working in everyday, everyday life. So consistency in Muay Thai will make me better. Consistency on working will make my business grow. You are staying consistent by doing this podcast, and it's growing. You have more like people listening to it. You know, like consistency, it's really the key to everything. So yes, stay consistent on the things that you like and that you want to grow.
Mhm. Then we obviously discussed it quite a lot, but can you summarize where people can find you, follow you, and promote services again?
So I have my website, which is toolmonsters.com, and you can also hopefully soon find me again on LinkedIn, Yonathan Cohen. So that's the two way to find me, because I have no Instagram anymore. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe last question, because as you are digital nomad, have you also visited Czech Republic?
Never, but
Oh my God! How come?
it's on my
Especially
list. It's on my
so,
list.
so close to France, and he hasn't
Yeah,
visited.
it's
Why
on
is
my
that?
list.
Just not interesting for
No,
you?
no, it's not about interest. Like it's. I think now I'm ready to go in a country like that and see the beauty of it. You know what I mean? Because when you are
Mm-hmm.
young, you are like interested about like New York or crazy cities with big buildings, and now with my experience, with my age, I think that now I can really understand what is the beauty of a city or a country. And now I'm ready to go there and really understanding and visit, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I take the answer. I like it. And then also curious, how many languages do you speak then?
I speak 3 languages,
S- s-
French, English, and Hebrew.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So on your travels, do you usually use English or
English, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
got
English.
any other languages that you want to or are maybe already learning?
I think I need to practice a little bit more also on my English because it's not perfect, especially on my pronunciation. Sometimes, you know, I talk with people and I use the good word, right? I say that
Yeah.
everything is perfect on my sentence, but they don't understand my accent, so they don't understand everything what I'm saying. But if there's another language that I would like maybe to learn Spanish. Yeah, Spanish is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I guess it might be also a bit easier since it's same group of languages as.
True, there is some similarity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And for how long have you been training Muay Thai?
I did Muay Thai now more than a year, but like I was not doing like one training a day. Like I was not doing like one training, two training a week. I was doing like two training a days for months. So
Sure.
like very intense,
Were
which is
you
good.
that overexcited or were you really into it?
I think it's a good way also to learn. You know, like when you do something like intense way, not for a long period, but let's say like 1 month you do every day Muay Thai twice a day,
Mhm.
and then you take a rest, and then you do it again. I think it's a good way also to learn instead of doing like 2 class a week for 1 year. You know.
Mhm. So then when will you start working on your ground game?
I think I still have a few things to learn about about boxing and kicking, and then we can start to to go on the floor.
I was just joking. I think then we can finish, Jonathan. Big thank you for this. We've been planning this for a while, so I'm really happy that we made it and that you kept really positive spirit despite negative news that we discussed. So I hope that when people are watching this, you are back, even with more followers than before, and people enjoyed. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and as always, stay in touch.
Thank you, Thomas, and really, like I really enjoy also this podcast, and yeah, we are in touch.
Thanks for listening to Produced by with Tommen. Check out show notes for all the links and don't forget to like, subscribe and leave your feedback. Speak soon.